Hi folks, today we're looking at the brand new 2016 Nissan Leaf extended range model, which is the 30 kilowatt hour Nissan Leaf, which gives it a range of around 250 kilometers or 155 miles. That's compared to 124 miles for the old Nissan Leaf. So it's a 26% jump. There's no sacrifice in anything else. It still has the same maximum speed of 144 kilometers per hour, and acceleration to 100 km is 11.6. And that means a little less range anxiety and a little more comfort when you're taking the longer commutes and journeys. As you can probably see, it's very similar to the old Leaf in terms of design. They haven't changed anything at all. The interior looks the same center console. They have updated, however, the satellite navigation system to make it more intuitive with the better touchscreen and things like that. Nissan Connect, they're calling it. But apart from that, everything else seems to be exactly the same gear control, etc., etc. So lots of familiarity for those who've had Leafs before. It has the same kind of space in the back as well, so nothing's changed here either. Here's the charge bag with all the cables in there for doing your charging and stuff, and it's roomy enough to be very, very practical for family purposes. Rear leg room is also very, very capacious. If you can see that there's lots of room for adults in the back, not just kids, and so it's a true family vehicle, which we think is an important part of what makes the Leaf special. Charging is still done via the dinky little charge point in the front here, which will accept CHAdeMO fast chargers, so you can get 80% charge in something like 30 minutes, which is pretty useful. There's no change in that either with the larger battery. The clever trick is they've managed to fit the new upgraded battery in the same space, so there's been no change to the design of the vehicle itself at all. It's simply an upgrade in the actual formulation of the battery, which is quite clever. So all in all, we're talking about the same Nissan Leaf, but just with a longer range basically, and a slightly upgraded price, of course. If you want to get an idea of what the car looks like when it's been cut in half, here's the battery pack sitting under the seats here, the boot compartment obviously, and you've got all the electronics feeding into a very sort of dinky little power unit in the front here, and inverter and all those clever things that you need to make electric cars work. So here we are in the brand new Nissan Leaf, the extra high range 30 kilowatt hour battery model, brand spanking new 2016 model. First impressions, well, it's a Nissan Leaf, which comes with all the goodies that Nissan provide, which is silent running, nice acceleration, of course zero emissions, and all those cool things. Not a lot has changed really, apart from the fact you now get an extra 26% or something of mileage. Just about good enough to cope with most commutes, I would imagine. In terms of drivability, it's again quite a bit of the same. It's firm on the road, very little body roll. The thing I like about Nissan Leafs is the fact that they're so kind of responsive, so you can sling it around, and you feel, because it's got this low center of gravity, you feel that it's all on the road, and yet it's not a ton weight. It's a really nice car to drive, very responsive and very, very agile is probably the best word you can use. So what's our verdict on the new 2016 Nissan Leaf extended range model? Well, it's more of the same, but better. The added 26% mileage may not sound a lot, but it actually does make a difference, and it makes a dent in the range anxiety, no question. In fact, the Nissan stats say you can get 19 extra school runs out of it per charge, which is probably not to be sneezed at if this is why you're buying an electric car. You'll still be able to buy the old model alongside this new 30 kilowatt hour Leaf, but of course you'll pay a premium, and this new model is only available in Accenta and Tecna trim. For those who definitely need the longer range, it's probably a premium worth paying. Overall, our verdict, yeah, a nice addition to the growing Nissan electric vehicle range and definitely worth consideration. As usual, if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel so we can bring you more cool stuff like this.